Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 33, year 2. Tonight, we're going to talk about everything. There's been so much happening this week, we don't even have time for a guess. So stay tuned. The Mouthpiece is next. Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 33, year 2. Rolling on along. What a week it's been. Very interesting week. We're going to start off, we're going to talk about the sign stealing thing that's going on with Major League Baseball. I think it's a really big deal, and it's really something, of course, as a diehard Dodger fan, that has really rubbed me the wrong way. But I didn't really get the grasp of how big this sign stealing was. I mean, I know this. A Major League Baseball player, if they know what pitch is coming, is going to hit it 9 out of 10 times. They just are. It's just the way it is. If you know a fastball's coming, you're going to hit it. If you know a changeup's coming, you're going to hit it. If you know a slider's coming, you're going to lay off of it. And that's what was going on with the Houston Astros during their home games. And they went 8-1 in the postseason of 2017. It was just unbelievable. I look back and, when the Dodgers lost that game 12-11 to the Kershaw game where they led 4-0, they knew it was coming. And they waited, and once they chased them. And it's really big to me because I was talking with Oral Hershiser today, and he said the sign stealing video electronically is way, way, way worse than anything that happened during the steroid era. And I agree with him 100%. Just remember, during the steroid era, you have to take steroids, then you must work out in the gym like 6 hours a day to build your muscles, and then you still have to hit the ball. In this situation, anybody that's a minor leaguer from A ball, double A, triple A, major league, or even less, if they know what pitch is coming, they're going to hit it. And he confirmed that to me today. And so it was very, interesting people's point of views. I was watching some polls. 76% think there should be the players should be outed and they should be suspended or fined. Oral Hershiser also agree with me that the players need to be outed and the fines need to be way more substantial, that this is way bigger and that they're trying to appease the public by what they did. He feels there should be a 4-year ban on their draft picks, first and second round. A lot of people feel their titles should be vacated. Now, I don't agree with that for one reason only. As you all remember, USC in 2005 when they won the national championship and all the thing that came off with Reggie Bush, and they took away their national title and they took away Reggie Bush's Heisman, or whatever it was. But the bottom line is we all know who won that year, and we all know Reggie Bush won the Heisman. So no matter whatever happens, they're all going to be, the 2017 Astros will always be considered world champions. Now, can you put an asterisk next to it? I don't know. I thought it was just insane people talking when it's first come out at the beginning of the week, but maybe it's not so insane. They stole the World Series. You talk about the Black Sox scandal where they threw the World Series. This is stealing the World Series, literally. And as a Dodger fan, I had the best team they ever had that year. I mean, yeah, it stings a little. I don't like Altuve's response. He's like the leader of that team. He's so well liked in the Major League Baseball. I really believed he should have came out with a statement saying, hey, yes, we knew about this. We were doing it. We look back and it was unethical. We didn't realize how unethical it was, or some kind of statement, even though they know how bad it was. There needs to be a statement by somebody there. But the other day, he's like, people are saying that they had electronic stuff attached to them that would buzz. One, when it was a change-up. Two, I don't believe that. That's probably just more fake news. So of course, he defended himself against that. But there's nobody from the team made a statement yet. And I just believe, I believe by the players not being punished and nobody making a statement, it just makes them look worse. And if they want they're valid to be validated as champions of 2017, I think somebody needs to make a statement, or it's going to start spreading like it's already spreading like wildfire. Like people wanting their championship vacated. I think I saw a poll, 53% said that the championship should be vacated. I mean, that's a high number. If somebody from the team doesn't come out in a press conference to the public, I mean, that number is going to grow and grow and grow. And then one thing about news, if anybody pays attention, knows that it's like a plague. It just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. So it's something that somebody, I think, in the Astros should nip in the butt. Going back towards Monday of the week, we a new national champion, the LSU Tigers. Congratulations for them. I think Coach O, I always liked him, and as a USC fan, I was really upset they let him go, because I think the team went 5-1 as him as an interim coach, and I thought he made the players play hard for him. And when you watch how like even when Joe Burrow won the Heisman, how he reacted and gave so much credit to Coach O, I could see the guy's a really nice guy. I mean, his raspy voice makes him somewhat sound or look stupid. I think that's what was like the thing people used to always say about him, but God bless him. He seems like the nicest guy in the world. And even though I was kind of pulling for Clemson, I guess I was happy. I had no horse in the race, so it made no difference to me. All the sharps were on Clemson and under, and it ends up going LSU and over, but you could actually say it's split, because the sharps got the number at 69. They went under 69 and went all the way down to 65 at game time. So I did call a couple sharp people, and they gave me that. I gave those numbers to friends because I don't bet, and a couple of friends didn't listen, and they ended up winning, which was good. So the week started off like that. That was pretty fun. Then I went to go see my dad. I hadn't seen him in about a month because my pain's been real bad, and my car was in the shop for 3 weeks. So I went to go see my dad. I was in a lot of pain. So I normally take these things called Robaxin. They're a muscle relaxer, and they help a lot with the pain. And I took 230 milligrams of Adderall instead. And it was crazy. So I was like bouncing off the walls all Monday night. And next thing I know, it's now 8 p.m. Tuesday night. I mean, I tried everything to go to sleep, but I had never in my life took 60 milligrams of Adderall at one time. And I mean, I didn't realize I had done it until I was bouncing off the walls, and I was sweating like crazy, and I was like, what in the and I couldn't stop talking. and I go and look at my pill case, and the 2 Robaxas were still there, and I'm like, oh my God, I took 2 Adderalls. Then I tried everything I could to go to get sleep, couldn't get to sleep, and then the debates were like 5 o'clock at night on Tuesday. I ate, we went to go grab some food, and I came back, and I kind of passed out watching them. We go in a weekday, 3 Wednesday. I ended up sleeping all day. I finally went to sleep at 8 o'clock at night, slept till like 3 in the afternoon Wednesday. So then I got a invite to play on Poker Go, and if you don't have a subscription, you can get a 10% off a year-round subscription to Poker Go. Just put in promo code MOUTH at Poker Go, so I'm on that a lot. I've been on a lot lately. I've been successful. End up playing. I knew I was playing in the game for 5.5 hours because at the same time Wednesday night, a home game got put together with some famous people. But the difference between me and Phil is I'm not going to name drop because I don't do those things. And so I ended up playing on Poker Go, and I booked a $38,000 win. And that's the good news. The bad news is 50% of it went to someone else because I'm being very careful to try and build up my money without going broke again. And so I have no problem selling pieces of myself. I think I've made fucking Helmuth over like $125,000 this year. He's such a lucky fuck. The guy doesn't even ever have to play again. All he has to do is take pieces of me in games. I think I'm 22 for 23. Last 23 times he took a piece of me. So I actually could afford to play in the game now, but I'm just I don't want to take a big loss that would really hurt my bankroll. So I've never done this before. This is like a whole new mic. Being game selected, money management. These are things I never did. So that's the new me. So then came this big private game I was in, and the game was big. I ended up getting about 30% of myself in this game because it was going to be less. It was going to be like 25%, but I said, well, I'll just take the 19 I won today. I'll put up 20 of the game, and I ended up putting up like 15. It was a 50K buy-in. So I ended up playing for an hour and a half, and at the end of an hour and a half, I was 120,000 winner. I ended up winning 94, so I got about 31 in my pocket, which is a lot of money for me. So for me to win 50K in a day, that is an enormous amount of money to my bankroll. As crazy as this sounds, it's like almost life-changing for me right now, because now I'm in a spot where for the first time in 4 years, I don't have to worry about if I lose, will I be able to eat the next day, or if I, can I take a big loss, can I go broke? So this was big for me. It's gotten me almost to my goal, which is I'm about 50,000 short of my goal of my bankroll, in which I said when I reach that point, every single person that I still owe money to will get paid 100% of whatever I win after I reach my bankroll goal, which I'm very close to. And I knew that if I stayed working hard, stayed out of pain, good things would happen. They have. It's unfortunate that it should be a lot. I've already should have reached my goal, and I've paid out a lot of money that I owe. And for people out there who think I owe a lot, it's not that much. It's about maybe 220,000, I think I owe. So it's like in the poker world and the games I play in, it's just nothing. But I have to be careful. I need to win, and I need to put myself in a spot where I don't do what I did 2 years in a row, which was win, pay out 75% of what I won, lose 2 days in a row, and go broke. That's never happening again. People that I do owe money to, they have to understand, that as long as I'm in action, and they'll always get paid. If I'm out of action, you can't get paid. So this idea that I decided to, after the World Series this year, which was to not pay anybody that I owe until I reach a certain bankroll so I don't go broke again, is worked out really well. The only different problem is the last couple of months, the pain's been real bad, and I've only been able to play like 3 times. Lucky for me, I booked three nice wins. So, and it's crazy, because Thursday was the only day I've been out of pain in the last, I've been out of pain twice in the last 9 days, and that was one of them. It was Thursday night. So I know the man upstairs is looking after me, because, just to be in so much pain every day, and then no pain on Thursday, and for me to run as good as I did, it was pretty amazing. The big hand is that I won in this private game is pretty a hand I'll talk to you guys about, because it ends up being about a 140K pot. I misplayed it pre-flop, I misplayed it on the flop, I misplayed it on the turn, and I misplayed it on the river. And that's how you win 140K pots. You have to just fucking get it in fucking bad. Well, I didn't get it in bad. I got not 80% of the money in with the nuts, but I'll tell you guys how bad I played it. So the guy in the game was probably, I don't know, they told me he was the livest one in the game. I not been playing that long. I was like 23K winner. When this hand came up, I won a big pot with a raise, a re-raise. I 4-bet aces. Guy 5-bet me to like 20,000, and then I 6-bet shove him for another 30, and he folded. And so that's how I got like 23 winner when this hand comes up. So it goes raise to 7. It was 100-200 game. It was really big. It was 100-200 with a kitty. If you guys don't know what a kitty is if you win a pot out of the small blind, you win the kitty. But as soon as someone wins the kitty, the small blind puts up 1,000. Everybody throws in 500. So there's 5,000 already on the kitty. That's a lot of money in any game. And then it goes around the table, and if nobody a small blind wins the pot, another 500 gets added. This creates a lot of action. This creates people like 3-betting to like 25,000 out of the small blind, and the guy doesn't have any kind of hand, they have to fold, or, they got to be willing to put in like 20,000 or something crazy with like ace jack offsuit, so it's not easy. So creates a lot of action. I'm in the small blind. I got ace 8 of hearts, so it was raise, call, and a lot of people would just re-raise big here. Small blind, 5,500. I think it was 6,000. The kitty was small. I just got one. And I just call. Big blind call. Flop come ace, king, 8 of diamonds. So I flop aces up. I think I'm supposed to lead here. See what people do. That's what the old Mike usually does. Maybe the correct play might have been a full check. I don't know. I decided to check. The razor bets like 1,500 into like 5K. Last time I saw him do that, he had nothing. So it goes fold. I call out of the small blind. Turn card came with 6 of clubs. check. He bets 4,500 now. Again, less, about a third pot. I make it 15,000. He calls. The river comes an ace, and I bet 15,000 again, and he makes it 50,000. Now, I know he's got a full house. Okay, I mean, there's nothing else he can really have here. So I actually have 41 left, so it's 35,000 more to me, and I have 6 behind. Now, of course, I should have just snap called it. You know what I mean? But I took, like I'm talking to you now, I took an extra 30 seconds, and I started thinking, and I count my chips, and I asked him, I say straight out, I'm like, I just want you to know I beat every hand but ace king, right? And I'm like, do you really have ace king? And I'm looking at him, and he didn't like when I said I beat every hand but ace king. Anyway, so then I call. I mean, I couldn't have took more than 60 seconds in this hand. Actually, I was trying to replay the hand and my thought process out loud to my girl, because they were all saying I slow rolled the guy on this hand, and I counted it one time 31 seconds. Then I threw in a bunch of other bullshit, and I came to like 49 seconds. This is with my girl. I just said just count 1, 2, 3 till I told her to stop. And so they're like, some people are saying I took 4 minutes to call, and there was no way I took more than 90 seconds, and it was probably less than 60. I would say I took 60 seconds, but people will be, it's like, one guy, the greatest funny ever was the guy in the game that said, "It's what the fuck took you so long to call? It's only 35,000. It's not like you're playing for your house or something." And I kind of said, "Well, yeah, it kind of is. I mean, 35,000, a lot of my bankroll. You know what I mean? Even though I only had a third of myself, it's still, what's a third? 10,000, 11, 12,000. That's a lot of money to me right now." So, then I called, and everybody's crazy. "Oh, how could you slow roll him like that?" I'm like, I didn't slow roll anybody. I told him out loud I beat every hand but ace king. And I'm like, and I asked the person, and I said, "You heard me say that, right?" And he shook his head, yes. But everybody in the game still insisting that I slow rolled them, and they're making me feel bad. And so the bottom line was he had pocket kings, okay, which is what I knew. He had ace king or king king. It's like it was 50-50. So they're like, by me saying I beat every hand but ace king, and then I looked at him after I said that. I mean, that's when I called. I knew he wanted to puke when I said that, And they're like, "Oh, you're slow rolling. You're slow rolling." I mean, it's 35,000. That's I know to these guys. I mean, it's a game. These home games, they throw around 100,000s like they're dollar bills, but it's I wanted to take my time. This is. I know I'm playing well when I'm taking my time to make a decision, whether it's with the second nuts or whether it's with no pair. You have to play the game right, and so I end up like it ends up. I think I missed. I should have probably folded pre-flop, with the kitty I really couldn't fold. But whatever. Maybe I should have led the flop. Maybe I never get to the river. Like check raise the turn. I'm probably supposed to check call the turn, and maybe by check raising the turn, it got him to move in the 50K, which I would move in the 50K too. If I check raise the turn, it looks like I got a flush. Right, so if he's holding 3 kings, board pairs, he's always going to think he's good. So, but I mean, my read was right. He had ace king or 3 kings. I mean, and that's what he had. So people are mad that I took 60 seconds to call on a 50-50 proposition. They're like, "You're never folding second nuts, so just snap call it." Well, I probably am never folding, but because I'm trying to learn from my mistakes, I took the extra time, and God, did I get ridiculed for it. But everything was good at the end. Everybody was happy. Nobody, everybody wasn't upset that even the guy it happened to, I gave him a hug. I apologized. He says, "Don't worry, Mike. You're cool. It's all good." And so it was not a big problem. So I ended up with the biggest winning day that I've had in 9 years. Even though I only had a third of myself, it was substantial for me. Substantial win because I haven't been able to play the last couple of months. Only one other time. Being able to add to a nice little chunk to my bankroll after not only playing one other time in the last month was really good. So it was a really good week. Everything was crazy. I started off the week by taking 2 Adderalls by accident, being up for a day and a half, being in terrible pain. The next 2 days, and then being pain-free Thursday, and able to book these wins were really, really, really good. And speaking of private games, this is something that I decided I was going to talk about on the podcast today. It's just really bad for poker. Now, private games in the casinos, I'm talking. And I've played in a few, and I've been locked out of a few, and I just think they need to not be there. There can't be you decide the lineup in a casino. I just think it's bad. It's kind of like the old days. It's kind of like poaching players out of the casino. It's the same thing. If they were going to play the Bellagio, they wanted to play at the Aria. The Aria would go crazy to accuse people of poaching people to go play in other casinos. Well, they took all the fish and they put them in one game in the private games, whether it's no limit or mixed games, whatever it is. And I've not played in the private mixed game. I played in it once at the end of the night, and I lost like 10,000. And then I played in another. It was another game there, but that was when after we filmed it on Poker Go, we went and started our game, and I won big in that game. But as far as private games, they just don't let me in them in the casinos. And once in a while, I get to play a couple no limit games, which I've done well in. But I'm really against them. And we were talking about it on Poker Go the other day. That what are we going to do about it? Is there anything we could do about it? And we all looked at each other and said, there's nothing we could do about it, and it's only going to get worse. I just think it's bad for a place to be taking double or triple rake to make the game private in a casino. I think it's just really bad for business. It sets a bad precedent. It's something we need to work on getting rid of. And I don't even care if I was in the games every day, I would say the same fucking things. I'm not a hypocrite like a lot of people. One guy who runs one of the private games, he wasn't allowed to play in when he was at the Borgata in New Jersey. And all he did is whine and cry about how bad private games were until he was able to start his own, and now it's all good. That's a hypocrite. I'm going to be against it. I'll always be against it. I'll never be a guy that wants to start. Everybody should just play, and be put on the list. And hey, if you want to start a game where 8 of you all show up at one time and you start a game, that's fine. But there needs to be people put their names on the list and not have a game break the second one person leaves. I mean, that's just whatever. Even then, I wouldn't even mind, But because there's going to be people stuck, and when somebody leaves and there's other people in the game, they're going to want the game going. But they don't even allow a list or anybody to get in the game, and it's really wrong in all, whether it's the no limit games that I've gotten in a couple times or the mixed game private games. It's bad. It's bad for poker. It's basically greed is what it is. So, but as far as private games at home, people playing at home, you play whatever you want at your home. People, they're able to started playing a mixed game at their own home with the people that they're playing with, I got no problem with it. Should never be allowed in a casino. I'll always be against it, and nobody will ever change my mind. And hopefully we can get it under control and do something about it. Okay, everybody. It's that time of the show where you all get rich. It's my pick of the week. Yeah, no, I'm 6-13 on my pick of the week. That's almost it's a pretty good 66% checker rating, almost, whatever it is. A lot, maybe more. Anyways, you know what, though? Interesting going into these final two games. You got San Francisco, 7.5 point favorites. You have Kansas City, 7-point favorites. You got to pick one of them as your pick of the week, right? So the bottom line is I'm 50-50. It's tough to can Mike lose a 50-50 proposition, right? So I had two games to pick from. So there's four sides. So actually I'm 25% to get it right. So here we go. I'm going to go with, I can't believe I'm going to do it. But I am. I'm going to lay the 7 with the Kansas City Chiefs this week as my pick of the week. Now, I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. The thing is can Derrick Henry run for 180 yards again or more? He's done it. The only player in NFL history to do it 3 straight weeks. He ran for 188 against the Kansas City defense when they played earlier in the year. Now, the guy looks like a Mack truck that can't be stopped. If Tennessee is able to do what they did on that touchdown where they went up 14-0 over Baltimore, where they play action to Henry and throw deep and are able to be successful, and Henry's able to run for 150, the Tennessee Titans will win the game. If Henry runs for 150, the Titans are going to win the game. Now you ask yourself, well, that nobody stopped them before, and Kansas City's run defense isn't very good. They gave up 180 to them last time. Why are you picking the Chiefs, Mike? I mean, well, honestly, it's just a gut feeling I have. But you know what? It's crazy. I don't know. I just said all year long I felt the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie, the Saints were going to win the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs were my second choice. I always felt they'd come out of the AFC. With that said, there's other ways to look at it. I mean, they've the last two teams to succeed to win the first two games of the playoffs both went on to win the Super Bowl. So you got that going against me there. But I'm going to take the Chiefs -7 as my pick of the week. Now, I don't bet, as you guys know, but I don't see either one of the home teams losing. I think, I just think if you put a two-team teaser together with -1 and 1.5 on Frisco and Kansas City, I think you might win. But what do I know? We're talking about the biggest sports loser that ever lived. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's my pick of the week. We'll be right back here on the Mouthpiece.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matusow on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live.
Okay, it's time for our favorite time of the show, our phone call segment. Let's see what our fans have to say this week. So let's light up the lines. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, John from Cleveland. How are you?
Hey, John. How's it going, man? What's been up?
Great. First thing with the poker, I just wanted to get your take and see if they're moving in the right direction with all of the events that were just posted for the World Series. A lot of just single rebuys.
Right. Well, I mean, that's better than where it used to be. I heard that. I have not looked at the schedule yet. I've heard about that, and I think it is a move in the right direction. I'm hoping that hopefully that they'll go back to the only ones where you have a single reentry, being the Colossus or like the smaller buy-ins. But I think anything over 1,500 should absolutely be freeze outs. I'm so big on this. It's something I really want to put my foot down and have come about, because tournament poker's always been about evening out the playing field, and when you're letting people let unlimited re-entries and buy what day 2 re-entry, I'm just against it. So
right.
So that's
I mean, a lot of the 1Ks were just the rebuys, but it's just like, even for like the freeze outs, everyone's just like, well, if you come to Vegas and lose aces versus kings, it's like, well, you don't have to risk your whole stack with kings pre-flop. So it's like, you're allowed to fold.
Yeah. Exactly. But the math guys, they don't ever fold. I mean, it's a different philosophy, it's a different thought process. I really think analytics are important, and it's one of the reasons why I'm spending a lot of time learning it. But I just don't see, if you get somebody who has a great feel and is great in reading people and great in and making great folds and all those things, you put that together with the analytics, I think you're going to be a great player. But like I tell people all the time, you can't teach talent. I think the GTO analytics can make anybody not be a losing player, but I'm not so sure it can make anybody a great poker player. So that's always my opinions on that. So we'll see.
So I mean, do you think if like the World Series takes a big loss this year, that they'll be like, well, fuck you guys and your rules, we'll just have as many rebuys as you want for all of it?
No, they're never going to take a loss. I mean, they make $100 million every summer. So what? So they'll make $90 million instead,
right?
I mean, boo-hoo on them, So they need to. The thing that's important, they need to look out for the future of poker. I'm more worried about. There's a lot of things I'm talking about this week on the podcast that is, really important, and it's, it's a lot. Also has to do with, I'm going to talk a little bit about private games this week and how bad they really are for poker, like private games in the casinos. So, I'm going to talk about that a lot. So. Anyways, I got another call coming in. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for answering.
You got it. Later. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Oh, hi, Mike. I just had a question. I'm a young poker player currently in college, and I was just wondering if you would recommend starting off playing more online poker or like live cash games or live at the casino.
That's a really interesting question. Both are so different. If you're going to start playing online, I do recommend going to Jonathan Little's coaching site, where they teach GTO and all the basic math that's very, very crucial to playing online poker. And if you start playing live, you're going to be playing a lot of math, but a lot more feel and a lot more playing the player. So they're two different games, but if you're going to play online, I think it's very crucial that you learn game theory optimal GTO. So, that's where it comes to now. If you go do that, you're talking about putting in a lot of work to really understanding it. If you start playing live, you're going to have to put a lot of work in also, but it'll be more putting in hours to understand how different people play and getting a different feel for different people. So it's all up to you. And with the United States not having online, There is some online sites, of course, but and it will be probably coming back in a couple of years. But as of right now, I mean, you probably might be best starting out, playing small limit live and just trying to focus on what different players do and trying to learn from that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care. Thanks for calling. Later.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Yep. Hey, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Just watching this UFC fight. What's going on?
That's what I'm getting ready to do here. I'm just taking some phone calls for the show this week, and then going to watch the fight. The fight starts at 9, right?
Yeah, it's the main ones later on. Yeah, I just had like a couple of poker questions if you have the time here.
Sure.
Basically, I mostly play PLO and Hold'em, and I know you're regarded as very good at 08. I was wondering, what would you say is the best way for someone that hasn't played much limit 08, other than playing the game, to learn? Is there any literature or any sort of
that's a good
things
question.
off the top of your head?
There really isn't right now. Now, I'm going to be opening a teaching site here in the next couple months, probably in March, where I'm going to be going over split game strategy and stuff. But right now, I really recommend there's an old Full Tilt book out, Full Tilt Poker book, and in that book I wrote a big chapter on Omaha 8, and everybody has come up to me over the years and told me that chapter is the greatest advice you can ever teach or learn about Omaha 8 or better.
Right.
So there's.
But you yourself are going to be doing. Sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. You yourself are going to be doing some sort of course on 08.
Yes, I'm going to be.
Nice.
I'm going to be doing limit game strategies, all different limit game strategies, and I'm going to be doing no limit and PLO. But I'm going to have one of my very dear friends that really studies no limit, GTO, and all kinds of analytics of the game. Be part of that teaching in that part, where my even though I think I love the way I play no limit, I know these guys are a little ahead of the curve of me, and this is why I've been trying to learn the analytics of no limit. Just like any, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, sports, almost everything is analytic driven, but you can't, I just believe you can't be straight up analytic. You have to be great, you have to be born with the ability to have that, the instincts, you know what I'm saying? The gut instincts that are right. And to be great, I really believe you have to have the instincts plus the analytics. So me, myself, I'm learning the analytics of no limit, adding that to what I believe I've always been one of the top 5 card readers in the world. So we're going to see what happens with that. Being my age, can I be one of the best no limit players in the world again? If I put the work in, we'll see. But it's
Right.
gonna be tough, with my injury and my not being able to put the hours in. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do whatever I can.
Well, on just like a standard week, how often do you still even play? I mean, do you play like one day a week?
Yeah,
2 days
well,
a
that's
week?
that's the thing. It's been since November 15th, since I got home from Florida. I've literally been in chronic pain again for 2.5 months. So I've played like 4 times. Lucky for me, I've booked big wins all 4 times, which has allowed me to get by. But I went and got a pain shot on Friday, and I got injections the week before, and it's just very frustrating because when I got the spinal cord stimulator put in last January 19th or January 22nd of 2019, I mean, I had been 85% of my pain had been reduced, and now it's just back to what I dealt with for 3.5 years. So it's very, very frustrating, but I know the guy upstairs is watching over me because I just had a really great week in poker. I played one day and just booked the biggest winning day I've had in 9 years. So
that's awesome.
That was great. You know, it's just like I was able to come home and know that there's the pressure now to have to play for the next two months or whatever it is off of me, you know, or 2-3 months. If I don't play a hand of poker, you know, I don't have to worry about my bills being covered. It was really, really a great day for me, and I'll be talking about that on the podcast this week. But
obviously you know how much tougher it is to win when you have to win.
Yeah, when you have to win, it's so tough, and it's like, you know, it's incredible. The only day I've been pain free in the last 13 was Thursday when I played in 2 big games, and I played great and ran. I got kind of lucky on a big pot, but you know, I'm allowed to get lucky. So
sure,
you know. So there's another Omaha 8 book by, I think his name is Ray Z. He's a split game book. You can take a look at that if you're interested in that for now. But that's my advice to you. But I appreciate the call.
Right on.
And
thanks.
Enjoy the fights, and good luck to you at the tables.
All right, man. Take
care, man. Later. Yo, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Mike Matusow.
What's up, buddy?
We were just talking about you. Hey, I'm at a home game now.
All right.
What's your favorite cash game?
I honestly love to play mixed games. I've been one of the best mixed game players in the world for 20 years. I mean, everybody thinks I'm a no limit player because I'm really good at no limit tournaments, but I mean, I play no limit good too, but I'm just really good at mixed games. I like playing 8, 10, 12, 20 different games, whatever, you know, because I'm good at all of them. And when you play mixed games and there's 14 to 20 games in the mix, I play 19 of them at a high level. Most people play 8 to 10 at a high level. So that gives me a pretty big edge. So that's what I kind of like to do. But lately, I mean, it's been all no limit for me for the last 3 months. I played mixed games once. I did really well. But I've been fortunate to get invites to some really good home games that have allowed me to book some really good wins and kind of not have to play as much because the pain I have been dealing with again, which sucks shit. So
I get you.
You know, but
what do you think about Omaha High Low?
Well, I mean,
butt kicked tonight.
I mean that's probably my best game without a doubt. Matter of fact, I know any form of Omaha 8 are my best game. You know, but it's crazy that it sounds as good as I am at it. I fucking hate playing it. It's kind of like a lot of things people do. That they're good. A lot of people there's a lot of things they're really good at, but they hate doing. You know, it's kind of like that. I'm more like trying to. As I grow older, I'm just trying to always playing games where I'm the best or the second best player, and no matter what game limit or it is. And poker's always been about game selection. It's something I never was very good at. Matter of fact, if you ask people, they'll say I challenged everybody head up. I played 3-handed with the best in the world. I never gave a fuck. But, you know, you grow older, you go through all the shit I've been through, and now it's just, to me, I only play when the game is got 3 or 4 suckers in it, and Other than that, I try.
We got 4 or 5 minutes.
They're all hearing you, and I'm done.
Yeah,
You're talking to one of the suckers tonight because I can't get it done tonight.
Yeah. So it's really but the thing is the reason why I've been getting invites to a lot of these private games is because I'm funny. I make everyone laugh. I'm fun to play with. I don't take angles on anybody. I play tight and I don't give anything away. But you know what? I tell people all the time, a lot of these wizards, they don't understand why they can't get invited to private games, or they can't because they don't bring anything to the table. You're either going to be funny, have fun, drink. That's why they tell most of the pros, if you want to play in the game, you got to, like I've told the story one time, like Brandon Cantu and Jungle got invited to this private game. They said the only way you could play is take two shots and a hit and a molly, and they were fucking they don't even remember half the game. They were rolling so hard. So I think it's pretty funny, but that's what they're going to do if you're going to play. If you don't bring a personality or something to the game, they're going to say, well. To even out the game, take some drugs and drink if you want to play. So, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty funny story, actually. But, so I'm trying to just, I've been lately kind of networking myself, getting myself into some good games, try and make people laugh, gamble a little bit with them, do flips with them, but... I'm always going to be on the tighter side. I'm a type of guy. I used to be a sick fuck. I mean, I'm playing games now. I watch these people. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I used to be like 5 times sicker than these people. And I watch them now. I'm like, these people are sick. I mean, they better gamble on everything. But
I'm sitting next to one of them right now.
I was not. You don't understand. I was the sickest. And to look now through that lens. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. And I had to have a lot of bad things happen to me. And so I do have respect for money now. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But I mean, my girlfriend just left town, so I'm ready to fucking, after the score I made the other day, I'm ready to hit the fucking strip bars. Oh, I shouldn't say that online. Danny, make sure it does not go online. No, you got it, man. Well, you guys have a good night. Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you
go ahead, Mike?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, one of the questions I have is, a lot of people say, the $10,000 buy-in, no limit main event game, Mm-hmm. But I've heard other people say it that.
Spit it out. Come on.
The hardest game to win is Omaha. The best players in the world play Omaha. Is that true?
I think so. Yeah. Whether it's PLO, the thing is you'll notice the best PLO players are always down there at the end. The best Omaha 8 players. If you watch the 27 people that are left when there's 3 tables to go out of 200 in an Omaha 8 tournament, or even out of 1,000 in a 1,500 Omaha 8 person, 24 of the 27. So where in Hold'em, there could be 27 left and you've never seen 25 of them. So that's just... There's a lot more luck in Hold'em because of the deep stacks now, where it used to not be so deep. And when there's so many deep stacks, people are seeing more flops with more hands, which is going to make the going to be a lot more variance. Where in the Omaha 8 and the Omaha PLO, people are playing, no matter how deep the stacks are, when there's no ante to have to deal with, they're able to either attack weak stacks or sit back when they're short stacks and stay patient and wait for them to get their money in good. So that's why you see the best players in the split games always down there, and the PLO always down there, and in Hold'em there's always a different champion.
Thank you, because I was kind of curious of what a professional player thinks about that.
Yeah.
Another question. I think you'll I heard you like the football. So my question to you is, who do you like tomorrow?
Well, I actually is really interesting year for me. So I quit betting, but was in a pick'em league and a suicide league, and I finished the year out of the 17 weeks, which is what we have to pick 10 games a week, 170 games. So I finished 89 and 81. Okay, which that's a losing year, but not that bad. If I would go 89 and 81 every year betting football, I would be worth millions. But unfortunately, I never did that. But I always, on my top picks, I would pick like 80% winners my whole life. But then I would grenade it all because I was a sick fuck and lose it all and all the rest of them. This year, like I'm 6-13 on my number one picks, and overall 8 games over 500. So it's been a weird year. I just don't know how the two favorites can possibly lose if you tease them together. I think a 2-team teaser on the favorite is just going to win the money this week. That's my opinion. I don't know. But if Derrick Henry keeps running for 185 yards, how in the fuck are anybody going to win? You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So, I mean, if they're...
My wife...
Right?
Go ahead.
You agree, right? I mean, the guys...
I do. My wife's a Kansas City fan, and I thought I was going to die last week in the first quarter. She's born and bred there, and I was really concerned.
Well, you would have if the coach wasn't a complete moron. I mean, Kansas City never wins the games. The coach's not a moron. He's got 4th down at the 6-yard line in 1 inch, and he kicks the field goal. Okay, he scores there. It's 28-0. It's game over. Instead, he kicks the field goal. They run the kickoff back to the other team's 30. They score, and then he fucking goes for a fake punt up 17 at his own 30. Are you kidding? And then they score again, and then the guy right on the kickoff got hit right in the ball, pops right in the guy's head, another score. I mean, just think about if I'm a Houston Texan fan, first of all, I think O'Brien's a terrible coach anyways, but you want to have an excuse to fire the guy, you should have fired him like ASAP. I mean, how he doesn't, I'm listening to him on Sports Center, the excuse of why he didn't go for it and why he kicked the field goal. I don't want to hear those excuses from a fucking coach. It's just stupid, And then the fake punt. He can't go for it 4th and an inch on the other team's 6-yard line, but he fake punts it at his own 30. He'd have been fired the next day. Kansas City, I do believe, is going to win it all. Okay, but if they're able to go play action like Tannehill did to put them up 14-0 against Baltimore, and he's able to throw the ball deep and he's able to complete, Kansas City is going to be in for a long day because, man, if this guy's the only guy in history to ever run for 180 in 3 straight games. He ran for 188 against them last time. And the thing is Kansas City, they made the back end of their defense strong to go against the Patriots of the world, the other passing teams that were in the conference, Chargers last year. They didn't expect a running team to be where they're at, and their run defense is very poor, very poor. So if they're able to control the clock and keep Mahomes off the field, I mean, they can pull it off. I don't see it, but they can pull it off, So, anyways, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the fights. You guys going to watch the UFC fights tonight or no?
I don't think we're getting it.
Harness racing.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, you guys. Enjoy the game. And
I appreciate it, Mike.
You got it.
Great talking to you.
You got it, guys. Take care. Peace.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Peace.
Yo, welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike. What's up?
Hey, Mike. How you doing? I got a question for you.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Ryan.
Hi,
calling
Ryan.
from Virginia.
Okay, cool place.
Hey, I've been following your career a long time. I really enjoyed watching you play, but I got a question. If you could have done anything else with your life other than play poker, what do you think you would have done professionally?
Wow. I was a lost soul when I learned how to play poker. I was working for my parents in a furniture store. I fucking hated it. I was playing video poker machines, gambling away everything I had. I hated that too. But luckily I just fell into it. And I mean, poker's not a career I would ever recommend to anybody, because they say, 1% of the people become a professional football player, 1%. And that's true with everything. And only 1% people make it in the poker world. I mean, it seems like, anybody can make it, but no, anybody could win a tournament. But how many people could win on a consistent basis? Like, I'm on a nice run now. I think I won 28 out of 29 sessions. And I've booked a lot of big wins, but I'm very game selective now, and I never was like that my whole life. I was always about put in the hours. The more hours, and I still believe that the more hours you work, the more you're going to make. But because of my injury, because I'm in pain, I don't know what days I'm in pain. I just, whenever days I'm out of pain, I go and play. And if there's no good game, I don't play. So I try and find myself a game where I'm going to be a good 80% to win in it, 75% maybe.
Right.
And then I try and play those days. And it's been a system that's worked for me. But I've been very fortunate that I have friends that have gotten me into really good games, where I don't have to butt heads against all other great players, and it's really helped me out a lot lately. So hopefully, I most of the year of 2019, I was 85% pain free, but in November, the end of November, all the fucking shit that I was for 10 months that was gone came back. So I've been going to the doctors just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on and how they could help improve that. But I don't really know what I would have done. Right now I love doing the podcast. I might be doing some acting stuff. I might be doing
Cool.
I mean, the days of me playing full time are kind of over because of my injury, but I loved playing during the World Series.
You still play in the main event every year?
Yeah, I play 20 events every year. Like the last 3 years, I've played 52 events. I've cashed 23 with 6 final tables. I just haven't been able to get the bracelet. But, that's in a tournament poker, when you're cashing 23 of 52 with 6 final tables, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
especially for somebody that doesn't play
take that every time. Yeah. And I just wonder if I could just get myself pain-free or 90% pain-free like I was this summer when I crushed, how soon I'll be a multimillionaire again. But I'm in no rush, and that's the difference between me now and me before. Me before, whenever I grenaded my bankrolls, I just was in a rush to get all my money back. Now that I've been through what I've been through, I've kind of learned to, hey, you don't need to be rich overnight. Just take your time. Just make sure you're in a position to never go broke again. That's what I tell myself every fucking day. And so I'm very protective. I owe people a little bit more money. I don't owe that much, but I owe if I run decent for a year, I'll be out of debt. And then I'll be back on my feet, and I don't really worry about anything. I'm really happy at what I'm doing now. So hopefully I'll stay. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate it, man, and I appreciate you listening to Mouthpiece. To all your friends, I just try and make it as honest as I can be, and I kind of speak to the heart, and that's what I've always done, and hopefully people appreciate me for that. So.
Yeah, for sure, Mike.
Man.
All right, man. Well, good talking to you. God bless you. Okay.
Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. Later.
All right. Yep. See you, Mike.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. This is Doug Polk. I just call and tell you that your podcast is fucking lame, dude. And I'm so fucking GTO, and I'm Doug Polk.
Wait, is this
How you doing tonight, Mike?
This is my buddy, right? From fucking...
Oh, this is your buddy.
Yeah. What are you doing, man?
I'm Doug. I'm watching the fights, man. Going over some Doug Polk YouTube videos, man. Trying to fucking improve my MTT game, dude. Yeah, I'm on the biggest downswing of my life. I watched a couple videos, man, and I fucked everything up, dude.
I'm sitting here showing my guy edits my show. I'm showing him where we're staying Super Bowl weekend in Cabo. So I didn't know where. I haven't even looked at it yet. It's pretty. We're kind of like pretty impressed with it. But how you been, man?
Man, I've been wonderful. It's good to hear your voice, brother.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week.
I want to address a few things. So, is Joey Ingram just a shitty poker player? Like, I've been noticing on Twitter, man.
I have no idea.
Like, he posted that he was looking for a podcast mate who's successful in poker. And a lot of people have really given him some shit about his own poker game. And I was under the impression that he was at least a profitable player, but apparently, according to Twitter, that might not be true.
Yeah, I have not a clue in the world. I just know that I win every day, knock on wood. And I played, let's see, well, I don't know, I've won 27 out of the last 29 sessions with
nice.
One
straight
loss.
Mike Hostile numbers.
Took one loss, which was for like $34K, which I was so upset about myself because I said no long sessions and no big losses, and I was so upset with myself that I did that. But I said never let it happen again, and I bounced back the next session and won 32,000 back, and then the other losing session I had, I lost $3K. You know, and these are playing really big.
That's the break-even day.
Yeah, they're playing big games, and so I've been fortunate. You know what I wish the most, but I deal with it is like I've pieced myself out in these big games, and I've won so much money the last 6 months, but I've had.
Don't you love that?
I've like literally put. I've like put over $250,000 in people's pockets, you know. But it's all good, you know. But I know I've been able to build my bankroll from 0 to comfortably right now, and I'm only about $50K away from where I'm going to start paying out everybody I owe. So I told myself that I did something this year which I should have done 3 years ago, but I'm too honest of a guy to do it, which is, you know, when I won big at the World Series, I paid out like 75% to people I owe. Then I took 2 losses in a row and I was broke. And I did it 2 years in a row. And this year I said, I'm not paying anybody anything. Just let me get on my feet and I'll pay you everything. And it's worked out well. It's worked out well. It's allowed me to build a bankroll, and now
you could have did what my boy did. I staked my boy in a 109 on ACR, and he ships the motherfucker for $14K,
awesome,
and then fucking blocks me.
That's awesome. That's great.
No, he fucking blocked me and never paid me. What do you mean?
Oh, he didn't pay you?
$7,000.
Welcome to the world of poker players. Just remember, 50% of poker players. Well, there's a lot of good players, but there's a lot of scumbags.
It's close to 50%. You're right.
Yeah, it might be 50-50. I mean, there's so many scummy players.
It's a fucked up game full of fucked up people, bro.
They are. It's a fucked up lifestyle, man. You know, so you know, I try to make the best of it. I've been around for so many years, and I never in 100 billion years could have imagined what's happened to me the last 10 years. But you know, you can't blame anybody. You gotta just think positive, and go forward. And that's what I've done. And like to say I'm 50,000 away from starting to pay everybody. I mean, that's nothing. That's like maybe 3 winning days in a row, and then the next thing you know, all of a sudden people are going to wonder how they're getting calls, and here, come pick up 10, 20,000, 30,000, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pay. I made a deal with myself. When my bankroll reaches a certain amount, everything I make after that, I call people, pick up their money, and then if I book a losing session, I don't pay anybody until I get back to where that bankroll is, because you can't survive if you pay everybody out. You're not in action. You can't make money, and people think you're
playing with your back against the wall, man, and you can't play this game with your back against the wall. You can't. You'll never win.
You can't. If you start playing, scared money or I have to win, you can't win. And I've done that.
Right, because you're never making a hero. You're never making a hero call. You're folding fucking. Connected hands that you're afraid to play because you can't afford to take a fucking loss. And it fucks your whole game up, dude.
Yes, and
it just destroys your whole game.
And I put myself in situations where I've kind of networked myself where I've got myself into some pretty good private games that you don't have to worry about making hero calls. Everybody kind of plays bad and straightforward, and they gamble. So those are games where I just kind of play ABC, and I don't have to really worry about anything. And it's allowed me to kind of build myself up through that, which is great. Poker. All these people. You'll never. It's not about playing the best players in the world. Poker's about playing people that play worse than you. And
I'll be honest with you. The only reason that I'm able to play this game for a living and it's not even like I have $100,000 stashed away. I got a 5-figure bankroll, bro, and I'm able to not work, and I'm able to play for a living, and comfortably in a middle class environment, which is all I've ever wanted. But
that's
only because of game selection. Game selection is the difference between being able to do this for a living and being able to do this for fun.
But
when your game selection is incorrect, and you're playing against competition that is better than you. That's a horrible EV move.
Well, it's kind of like that was my whole life. It was like I challenged everybody head up. I jumped in 3-handed games with the best in the world. I didn't give a fuck, But when all the bad things happen to me, I learn from it, and I'm just always putting myself in a game where I'm either the first or second best player. And
game selection,
dude, game selection. I'll take a guy with the best game selection and money management over a guy who plays A+ game at all times, but plays in bad games and plays for 2 days straight. You have to know when to take a loss. You have to have great game selection, and if you do that, and you can't lose. You just can't lose.
No, you're absolutely right.
Poker's about.
You're 100% right,
and
man.
it took me way too many years to figure that out. But lucky for me, I figured it out, and I'm doing well now. And the only thing is my pain's been back, and somehow I got to figure out what's causing it and get myself back out of pain. And as long as that happens, I'm going to be good to go. So, hey, man, appreciate the call. Enjoy the fight.
I just want to holler up. Fuck Doug Polk. Doug Polk is a bitch cuck.
Wow, that's strong. All right, Cody, take care, my man.
Have a good night, brother.
Later.
You too.
The Mouthpiece.
Hope you enjoyed episode 33, year 2 of The Mouthpiece. Next week, we're going to have a really special guest. And then the week after, I'll be heading to Cabo for Super Bowl weekend. I'll be talking all about that next week. Thank you all for listening. I love you all. Enjoy. Peace.
The Mouthpiece.